Hi friends, so we're going to be using the color wheel today. It's a tool that artists use when they're making art. Especially helps them with brainstorming and planning what colors they should use. So today we're going to be learning about a color scheme called Analogous Colors, and those are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. The biggest challenge you're going to have today is that we don't have color wheels in front of us like we do in school. So in my video, I am going to hold up mine when I'm talking about my example. But if you could go online and find a simple color wheel to follow for this project, that will help you a lot. So what we're going to do is make these really adorable birds. And as you can see in the bird, I created a lot of textures by building up with layers of lines to make him look really fuzzy. And he also was very careful about what colors I was using. So what we're going to do first is draw the outline of the face for the bird. So have your paper the long way, vertical, and we're going to start with the eyes. We want to save room near the top of the paper to give him his top feathers, so don't go too far up. So I'm going to come from the top almost halfway down, and in the middle I'm going to do a curve that goes like this. And then I'm going to do another one that goes in the opposite direction. These are going to be the edge of his eyes. Off of both of those, I'm going to do a curve that meets. And then I'm going to draw the center of the eye. So I'm going to do another circle inside of those ones, those shapes we just made, which are more like half circles. So these are full circles. And then we're going to do even a smaller circle inside that circle. So I've got my half circle and then my two circles. I would like you to color inside this medium circle here. So we're going to go around that white circle, that little circle I just drew, and basically what's happening is that's creating like a highlight in my eye. Okay, so I'm going to go around in here. Okay, so now if you want to give it eyelashes, you can. I love to give my eyes, just a couple, 3 long little eyelashes, but you don't have to for that step. For the beak, we're going to do a long vertical line that has a little bump in the middle. So I'm going to come across, not all the way to the edge of the paper, but come out a little bit. We're going to bump up when we get in the middle of the eye area and then come back across. And at any time, friends, if you need to pause this, please do. I'm going quicker to keep up with the time that we're allowed on the video recording, but slow it down, pause it. That's what's great with doing this on your own time. Then off of that, I'm going to do the bottom part of the beak, which is going to come down at an angle, curve around, and come back up. It's almost like a V. And I'm going to do another one like that meets in the middle and ends at the corners. Okay, so we have the face all done. Now we're going to move on to some coloring. So you're going to need crayons for this step. If you have markers, you can certainly try this step with markers, but I'm going to be using crayons for my video. So for the eyes, we're going to start with just one color first, any color of your choice, and you're going to color that area around the black part of your eye. So, Ms. Palmer, let's see what I have in my crayon box. I am going to use, just this light purple, but you can do any color you want. I did green in mine, my original. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to color that area. All right, I've got those colored in pretty quick. Take your time, pause it. Now what we're going to do is learn about the color schemes, the color wheel, the analogous colors, our next door neighbors. So, in the past we might have learned about warm colors, cool colors, primary colors. We're now learning about analogous colors. They're great for mixing colors. We're going to mix another color in that color we just did for our eyes. So I chose purple. I have to find purple on the color wheel and see what's next to it. So if I'm looking at the color wheel here, I have purple, and next to purple is red or blue. I'm not going to use both. I'm just going to pick which one I want. For mine, I'm going to use red. Now, you don't all have to use red. It depends on what color you use. So for example, if the color on my eye was yellow, what color choices would I have next to yellow? Yeah, you could do either green or orange. Okay, so look at the color wheel. See what color you started in your eyes. See what color's next to it on the color wheel. You should have 2 colors in your head. Pick out of those 2 which one you want to mix with your color. So again, I picked red for mine because I started with purple and I just felt like doing red. So I'm going to go in on top with my red over my purple. And it's going to give me a nice, vibrant color blend of red and purple. Some colors, friends, don't really blend well together, so that's why when we're using the color wheel, it's nice. It helps us see what will and won't work for color blending. All right, everybody, so I've got that colored in. I'm now going to pick any color I want. Miss Plummer's just going to use this dark orange, and I'm going to start to draw some feathers. So you're going to start by going around the edge of your eye on both sides. I'm going to curve around and pull it up above. Oh, this is actually brown. Let me grab a different color. Brown will not work. That's a neutral, Mrs. Plummer. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pick, you know what? I'm going to go with a dark purple. So I'm going to go around my eye and I'm pulling it up. I'm starting with the edge, and once I get near the middle, I'm going to now go on the other side of the other eye, and I'm going to keep pulling up and keep going till I've got, I can even do a couple in the middle like this. So now that I have that center done, I'm going to do the same thing in the bottom. I'm going to curve around the bottom and just keep building up till I get around the beak in the middle part done. All right, there is that. I am now going to do some that come around the outer edge of my eye where I don't have any feathers yet. So I'm just going to take this, and it's almost like I'm zigzagging back and forth. I'm going to go around this eye till I get to where I just drew those curved lines at the bottom, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Great, we have a pretty good build-up for the head. You can always add some more detail or extend some of your lines to make them a little crazier. I might do that when I go to add my second color. Now for the neck, I'm going to come below the beak, and that's just going to be some long vertical lines that build up until I get the thickness of the neck that I need. I think this is like an ostrich, some kind of funny bird. It can be, I guess really whatever you want it to be. So now I've got that first color, analogous color time. Pull your color wheel up. Find that color you just used for your feathers. I chose purple again. I don't know why. I must be feeling that purple today. And I had to choose either red or blue because those were the ones that were next to the color I was just using for my feathers. You might have different choices based on what you just used. So take a good look, find the color you just did for your first set of feathers, find what color's next to it, and then out of those 2 colors that are next to that one you use, which one would you like? Since I already did red earlier, I might do blue, okay? And now there might be different shades of blue. It really doesn't matter as long as you're choosing that color, but it can be a different shade. So I'm going to go in, and now I'm going to build up, maybe in a couple areas I really want that blue to pop up. I'm now also going to build up and layer with that blue. You will layer with whatever your color choice was that was analogous to the color you just chose. for your first set of feathers. Don't be afraid to, get a little crazy in some areas, build up a little more in some areas, experiment with the pressure of your crayon. Alright guys, so mine I could keep building up on, but I'm going to try to end this video so it's not too long. There are some areas that I still could add to, but I'm just going to stop with the building up of feathers because I've got my 2 analogous colors in there, and I'm going to leave it like that. I need to go in and carefully color my beak. You can choose whatever colors you want. I just chose orange because that's typically the color of a bird's beak. And then after you get that beak colored in, you can add some details in the background. I just did, some hearts and swirls, some kind of shape or line repeated in the background just to help fill up that empty space. So goals for this project are your analogous colors. That's really what I'm looking for. Do you understand that analogous colors are color families that are next to each other on the color wheel? When you pick that color, the next color you should use with that color or blend with it should be a color that's a next door neighbor, okay? So that is the project. Again, if you need to find a color wheel online, just use a simple one like this. And that's it for this. So have fun, friends.